to another episode of Knockout Sessions. You know the drill.
Ja.
Julio, Abby, Milton.
Out there in the vastness of space.
We don't miss him. Yeah. Anywho, as always, guys, hit the like, the subscribe, and the share button. Again, this is like the third video. Same subscriber count. I'm getting tired of y'all. Y'all are tempting me to start saying some viral shit on here.
We might go nuclear. Please stop before this man gets us canceled before we've even taken off. I'm begging you. Just subscribe. Just share the love.
The verbal nuke is coming.
This man is unhinged.
Right.
Our careers aren't safe unless you subscribe.
And for those of you that know, you know.
Oh, man.
Because I'm him.
Timothy.
And for all my Spanish speaking, para mi gente que habla español, aquí dice CC. Para los subtítulos en español, para saber qué estamos diciendo en este video. También, share, compártenlo, dale like y por favor suscríbanse.
Por favor, estamos en la quebrada. No puedo comer.
No me he limpiado el fundillo en meses.
Esta lonja es puro show.
But the reason we're in a good mood is because we'll start off with some spiciness today, man.
Absolutely. We're all about the violence here. Verbal or otherwise.
The Canelo Munguia presser. Let's just get right into it. De La Hoya calling his shot.
Well, let me correct you real quick. It's the Canelo De La Hoya presser. Because Munguia, nobody remembered he was there until the face-off.
I mean, the man himself was laughing at the press conference, so it looks like even he was just there as a fan.
Yeah, he was part of the audience.
You know what I'm saying? And what we're referring to is this verbal altercation where De La Hoya basically said to Canelo, put some respect on my name. I made you.
Yeah.
And Canelo came back with, you're a pendejo.
I'm the main man. I'm the big dog now. I don't need you.
And heavy accusations of he steals money from his fighters.
That's true.
He takes spotlights away from his fighters.
There was some accusations being thrown back and forth.
Yeah.
De La Hoya said, you're a drug cheat. My boy over here almost had to step in for you last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo said, pendejo.
He said, talk to me with respect.
You're a pussy and an asshole,
Yep.
and you steal money from your fighters.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
he was just his quotes, not ours.
Yes. Yes. We don't use those foul words here.
No. We condone only PG acts around here.
Of course.
But you know, one of the things that made me laugh was Canelo's on the podium. He's like, "Have you paid Triple G yet for his fight?" And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, the fight was just a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago. But then I was like, oh, no, he wasn't with Golden Boy. He's referring to the fight from like 2018. That looks bad.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they're on that Al Heyman time. Like, you'll get your payments eventually. Someday.
But, you know, it was the Canelo De La Hoya press conference. Because Munguia, look,
Yes.
brother, when you're a great fighter, you didn't dress up for the occasion.
No.
You didn't act for the occasion.
No.
And I don't think you're ready for the occasion.
You know what Munguia looked like? Besides Christian Noodle?
He looked like a fanboy.
I mean, yes, but no. That's not what I was going with. He looks like when you were like in elementary school and you go to the parent-teacher conference and you already know that your dad and your teacher have like friction, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of there like in whatever random clothes you had and you're just like, damn. This is crazy. This ain't even about me no more. Yeah, basically.
That's what he was.
Absolutely.
There's no flair in Munguia. There's no none of that shit. He doesn't have that dog in him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll throw Munguia a bone here. Ironically, pun intended. A lot of people used to say the same thing about Canelo.
Too nice.
He was too polite. He didn't like to get spicy with it, but we've seen the last like 5 or so years, Canelo gets down now.
Caleb Plant.
Oh, he smacked.
But Caleb Plant retaliated.
He did, but Canelo was the one that left that interaction unscathed.
And because of that, Plant took that and he slapped the taste out of Charlo's mouth, but that's another story.
Like, he must have reviewed the tape after he got the glasses smacked off his face. Hey, we all saw what happened, Charlo. Your move.
So I guess what should we make of this? I mean, is this? I feel bad for Munguia because he's gonna be a sacrificial lamb on Saturday, where Canelo's gonna be like, dude, it's nothing personal. I'm gonna whoop your ass, and it's only because you work for that man.
Yes, but you know, obviously, if you can read my hat here, you know whose team I'm on. You know, I have to bring it out for the occasion.
A little obvious. You know what team I'm on.
That worries me. We all know what happened to that clan. If you know, you know. But anyways, back to what I was saying. See, I gotta give Oscar credit because, hey man, regardless if, you know, if you would have left it up to Munguia and Canelo, you know, the pressure would have been nothing special. But hey, he's making this an event that people are gonna want to tune into now for sure.
Yeah, you can tell it came out of his heart. Like, it was like he's been waiting for that moment.
Yeah, he had some pent up aggression, which, funny enough, to Canelo's credit, he literally called Oscar out on stage and said, "Hey man, this guy, he just wants attention.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he's still the star of the show. That's all this is really about." And I mean, hey, we know how these promoters get, especially with their retired boxers. You know.
I mean,
shout out to Mayweather.
I don't know. You think in the end Canelo would have thrown a smack De La Hoya's way? He probably would have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he would have.
I think at one point it was kind of I think what really rubs Canelo the wrong way is that he kind of tried to split from Golden Boy amicably, and he was kind of more of like a, hey man, no hard feelings, but like I'm trying to go one place and you're kind of holding me back from it. But De La Hoya on the other hand was more of a like, oh, you're a traitor.
Yeah.
Like I never believed in you. You would have been nothing. Like he's just really resentful.
Well, yeah. I mean, so again, it's some little background history between Canelo and De La Hoya. There was a time where De La Hoya had a lot of fighters that were taken away from him due to Richard Schaefer striking a deal with PBC on De La Hoya's behalf when De La Hoya wasn't around in his office, where like guys like Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Victor Ortiz, etc., at the time left Golden Boy. Golden Boy was in shambles, and one of the few men that stuck it out and said, "I'm staying here," was Canelo. Canelo was some of the fighters, mainly really the main fighter, that salvaged the promotion.
Absolutely.
So there was some love between De La Hoya and Canelo.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously we don't really know the full story of how everything went down. If we go by just based off of what Canelo says, he basically said like, hey, De La Hoya wasn't giving me the fights that I wanted, so I had to split off. But I can kind of see where both guys are coming from. Like, you know, Oscar does have a point where he kind of says like, hey bro, like I made you, I put you on. But on the other hand, you know, it's kind of like the point you just brought up, like Canelo, he stuck around when nobody else would. So like, you know, for Oscar to be throwing dirt on his name like that, like obviously it's gonna feel personal.
It's a really ugly breakup between your mom. Oh, it's 2024, between two dads.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Daddy.
Two dads that basically like, or I guess two brothers.
Yeah.
We'll say two brothers that really put each other on, and now it's like he said, she said kind of deal.
Yeah.
I do believe things that Canelo said, but like you said, I do also believe in the sentiments that De La Hoya has, because De La Hoya was the man that gave Canelo a shot at an early age, and he did it. Call it what you want. Canelo on the Rise was promoted perfectly by De La Hoya.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was. I mean, we all know that, you know, realistically, like, Canelo was the golden boy of Golden Boy Promotions. Like, he really was. Like, you could tell that, you know, that was Oscar's golden goose, and he invested everything into him. But, like, again, at the same time, like, you know, Canelo, we didn't want to see Canelo end up becoming what Tank is now, basically. Which is like, hey,
a 31-year-old prospect.
Exactly. Oh, you could have made all these fights. You could have had an undisputed run, but you didn't because you were part of Golden Boy. You know what I mean? Nobody wanted to say that about Canelo, especially Canelo himself. So
I think there's nothing wrong with going your own separate way once you become big. I mean, really, a promoter's job is to promote. I think once you have your own name and you can promote yourself, you're more than welcome to do it. Just by, as long as you respect the contract details, and both parties are doing the requirements that are asked of each other.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's just bad. It's just an ugly bad blood.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And yeah, we haven't forgotten about Munguia. So
he's there. He's there. You know.
So we'll
Nice guy.
This just fuels to the promotion though for Saturday. Now people are gonna
Yes.
a lot more people are gonna tune in. A lot more naysayers will be out there of like, oh, Canelo's right, or oh, you know what? See, Canelo's an ungrateful, dickhead.
See, the good thing for Munguia is that Oscar is basically his mouthpiece in there.
Yeah.
He's saying all the things that Munguia is not gonna say because he's just not that guy.
No, I think that this will be the fight where we look back and we're like, that was the fight where Munguia probably grew up.
Oh yeah.
You know. Speaking of growing up, though, moving on to our next segment. He's a liar. He's a fraud. He's Ryan Garcia. Call it what you want. He's been breaking news today earlier. Ryan Garcia was popped today for testing positive for Ostarine. Ostarine is a very similar source that Oscar Valdez was popped for about a year ago, I want to say. It's a fat burner, and it basically enhances with your muscle mass.
And in case you're wondering, it's the first of the month.
What does that mean?
That we're starting off May very poorly.
Oh, 100%.
It's like, look, just last video, if it ever gets posted, I'm looking at you. You know who you are. Anyways, in last video we were literally seeing Ryan's praises, and literally in our next video is like that aged like milk.
And we'll take blame for that. It's fine. I'm sure everybody and their mama also looked at the notification and went like, man,
For what?
like no way this man just popped dirty like that. And but my question is why? Like if it's a fat burner, you didn't make weight. If you need a muscle mass, bro, you knock everybody out usually anyways. Like
my theory is that
a lot of people are seeing fake news, by the way. So
which I'll get to that. I will touch on that for all you Ryan stands. Don't you worry, I got y'all. I do like to play devil's advocate here, but going based off of what you just said, my personal theory is that I think that Haney was right when he said that Ryan was like too busy doing all his stupid antics and like kind of like
being
bugging
all
out.
Hollywood.
Yeah, and I think that he realized like shit, maybe I didn't make enough time for camp. Like maybe he was getting his sparring in or whatever, but he didn't actually get the fitness part in. So, you know, last minute he's like, yo, I gotta make weight or at least get close enough to it. And it didn't work out. And he ended up using the PEDs and getting caught up for it for nothing because he still didn't make weight.
Yeah, so and dude got fined for not making weight. He's about to get fined heavy for this if the motion passes that he did get pop for PDs, and it's only right suspension.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it happen to other boxers who, you know, maybe had a little more leeway of like, oh, but it was because of this, because of that. So it only makes sense that, you know, if Ryan doesn't even have like a legitimate excuse for it other than fake news.
Y'all better pray.
China propaganda.
I mean,
you
okay,
know.
I'm kind of praying so we don't look stupid in our last video.
Yeah. You know, I'll be the first to admit it. I like Ryan. Maybe not so much as a person, not necessarily as a fighter, but more in the sense that the same way that I like Conor now, because he just keeps things interesting.
Okay.
You know, like I don't think Ryan's gonna be one of the GOATs. I don't think he's gonna become a pound for pound championship fighter, but he's a fun guy to watch.
He's the Kanye West of boxing.
Yeah, you know, call it what it is. But, you know, this is just a bad look. But this is where I stand up for the Ryan stance, and I put my tinfoil cap on.
The King Sexuals.
The King Sexuals. So, Ryan has been on Twitter, if you've been keeping up with him.
Oh, yeah, I know where this is going.
He's been on Twitter, he's saying, hey, fake news, they're coming at me for these lies. I was just taking some dick pills, ashwagandha. Not actually dick pills, but, you know, I've heard a couple of things here and there that, you know, they might help you down there. Who knows?
Haram.
Anyways, the Matrix is attacking. So, for you...
Go ahead, give him your best Mr. Tate.
Haram. The Matrix is attacking. Ryan is innocent. They're coming for him. Hot keto. Anyways, Anyway, if you know, you know. Shout out to brother Tate. But tinfoil cap on now. So Ryan is yelling corruption. He's saying, "I've never popped a steroid in my life. I don't need them. Never touched them." And it's pretty interesting that this story comes out just after some of the most horrible reffing we've ever seen in boxing. Some questionable commentating, pretty biased, and then even questionable scorecards, and people trying to make a case that Haney won the fight. And this is all happening only a week apart. That all of a sudden, oh, Ryan's a cheat, he's a dirty fighter. You know, crazier things have happened in boxing. Crazier things have happened. We all remember Margarito. And I know you don't forget that one. You know, he had literal bricks in his hands.
Shout out to you, Miguel Cotto.
So, you know, obviously, we don't know the full details here, but, you know, we can't just write off Ryan yet. You know, maybe he does another test, it comes out clean. Maybe he is a steroid abuser. Who knows?
I'll say this. Boxing needs to do a lot better job at testing fighters. There ain't no way in hell the UFC would have caught on like that right after the weigh-ins. They have before. They did it with John Jones. They canceled the whole fight with John Jones literally a day before his fight with DC.
And it's like the UFC literally used to be known for having these juiced up fucking gorillas battling each other to the death in the cages. I mean, we all saw Vitor.
I ain't gonna lie. Should boxing start implementing backup fighters like the way UFC does?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, because it's happened a couple of times that there's been fights we're looking forward to, and then it's just like
nothing. Like for example, with like you said in the Munguia, well, De La Hoya claims Munguia was ready to step in for Triple G when Canelo popped cap, but he wasn't ready for that.
No shot.
De La Hoya's just throwing shade on that one.
Yeah.
However, the idea of it though, like imagine like a Munguia would have been ready for a Triple G. You know what I'm saying? Like, boxing should implement that because like let's say Ryan Garcia would have popped before the fight. And the backup fighters, I mean, who's available, right? Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, depending on the promotion, but still, you know.
A good example also would be like
Fondura, Tim Tszyu, and because who's Tim? Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman. I got one for you. Canelo, Benavidez finally happens. Someone gets injured, whatever happens, whatever. Oh, Morrell jumps in.
Boom.
Badass fight either way.
That's what I'm saying. I think they should start implementing that. And maybe if it's a whole thing about payment, pay them like maybe $600K just to be a backup fighter, and then this money is guaranteed if they have to step in.
Yeah, I think really the only thing that muddies that compared to like UFC is the promotions. You know, always politics.
But I mean, that's such a simple thing that can be worked out because I mean, it depends on the banner. Like you said, Benavidez and Morrell would be perfect because those two are on PPC.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So that can work out perfectly. In this case, Canelo Munguia is PBC Golden Boy, so I guess the backup fighter can be, I don't know, Berlanga?
Yeah, that'd be a good stand-in, you know?
They can make it happen. De La Hoya has a good relationship with Eddie Hearn. He can borrow maybe a fighter from Eddie Hearn, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can be done. It can be done. I'm just saying. But now we go from the ring to the octagon. And let's give some respect to UFC 301. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the promotion has been kind of horrible for this one.
Yeah.
UFC 301 taking place this Saturday in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even think Dana remembered UFC 301.
There's been promotion out there. It's just that, like...
it's not the fan-friendliest roster when it comes to, stars,
I bet... You don't even know the main card, do you?
Pantoja?
Yeah, the whole main card, though, right?
Oh, I have no idea.
Watch this. Live reaction right here. This is the main card, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Craig versus Chao Barajo. Okay. Michelle Pereira versus Ior Puteria.
Okay, I know Pereira.
Okay. That's how bad it is. I know Pereira.
I don't know who that Russian guy is.
Anthony Smith versus Vitor Petrino.
I'm familiar with both those names, but it's okay.
Petrino, y'all, I'm telling y'all, super good prospect coming up. He's gonna take over the light heavyweight division when Pereira just says go up to heavyweight to whoop their asses up there.
I mean, he's literally Pereira's son, so just look at the guy.
Yeah. Co-main event, the King of Rio is back, baby. The Manny Pacquiao of MMA. Jose Aldo Jr. versus Jonathan Martinez.
Obviously, we all know Aldo. He's
35 though, 36 I believe.
Top 3 featherweight.
And then in the main event, Alexandre Pantoja versus Steve Erceg.
Who?
Who? I mean, have you seen what Steve Erceg looks like?
I don't even think I've seen what he looks like.
I got you, buddy. We're gonna put it on here as well, because even y'all are gonna be like, why does he look familiar?
Let's see. Let's take a look.
Why does he look like Steve Carell?
Oh my God. It looks like Steve Carell feels like clinically depressed or something. I don't know. That's it. With abs.
Now, to Steve Erceg's credit, believe it or not, a lot of people probably don't know this. He's actually one of the best boxers in the division.
Really?
He is. You wouldn't think it, right?
No, he doesn't. He looks like he struggles to get out of bed every morning.
Check this out, watch. He's got 13 fights. 12 wins, 1 loss. 2 of his wins by knockout, 6 by submission, 4 by decision. You would think the submission game is his thing.
Yeah.
He's actually got hands.
I was literally just about to say, I'm like, with the amount of submissions he has, I think he's a grappler.
Yeah, he's actually known for his hands. But this is only his 4th UFC fight. Now, is this an indictment on the division? Because he's only ranked 11th.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, 10th. He went up 1. The flyweight division.
See, like the problem with the flyweight division is it would have taken off more if
Mighty Mouse.
Yes, 100%. Imagine if we had Mighty Mouse fighting Brandon Moreno.
Oh Lord.
Or if either of those guys decided to ever make a fight with Cejudo, whether it's at a catch weight or maybe someone was down or someone was up, regardless.
Yeah, it's because the whole division is a little bit busy right now. So like right now, champion is Pantoja. Brandon Royval just won his fight against Brandon Moreno, but for whatever reason, they didn't do Royval Pantoja 3. Also, granted though, Pantoja's owned Royval.
Yes.
He just beat him recently too, like literally a year ago. Moreno came off a loss.
Yes.
Albazi had a fight with Moreno, but he pulled out, so that's how Royval came in and fought Moreno. So now Albazi, has to kind of figure it out again. Cara France hasn't earned it, but now he has a fight with Manuel Cape.
I'll say, out of everybody who's in those prospects to move up, I think Gap is probably the most interesting one.
He makes it the most interesting. Yeah.
And then obviously we've been saying our boy Felipe Dos Santos. It's only a matter of time.
And Bruno Silva. I've talked about Bruno Silva. Keep an eye out for Bruno Silva.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the flyweight division's just thin. It'd be better if somebody like I don't know, maybe Cejudo came back.
Yes, I really think that in a perfect world, Mighty Mouse would have been the king of that division.
Oh, he still is.
Oh, absolutely he is. But I think in an ideal world, he would have been like the Volk of that division.
Oh,
where he was just going on a tear.
He would have been the John Jones of the division.
Yeah.
Nobody would have.
Yeah.
Maybe Brandon Moreno like 2 years ago. That was because that Brandon was on. He was on that timing.
Yeah.
He was on that timing.
That's when he was the assassin, baby.
Yeah, but looking back, it's like, damn, bro, that trade was horrible. It was for Ben Askren. I mean, the only good thing that you look back on in hindsight, UFC's newest star was born off of that trade. Yeah, and it wasn't Mighty Mouse, and it wasn't Ben Askren.
It was Masvidal. Yes. We all remember that flying knee from hell.
Which, low-key, we kind of miss you in the welterweight division too, Jorge. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there.
That's a topic for another day.
But yeah, man, outside of that, 301 is a little thin. It would have been perfect if Pereira would have been the headliner against like a Magomed. But
Yeah, that would have made it a lot more interesting. Because then at least if you have Aldo, Pereira, and Pantoja all on the same card,
with Petrino,
yeah,
the
that's
prospect.
That's strong right there. That's good.
Yeah, it's a strong main card. The prelim is still not worthy, but not every card is gonna be 300. That's the problem.
Yeah, we were spoiled.
We went from this to like this in a matter of a month, But 302's coming, and we're excited for that one. Not to throw shade on 301, but I don't lie. I still have a bad taste in my mouth from. And this is nothing against the nationality.
Yes.
Brazil, you left your boy Glover to share a hanging when he lost to Jamal Hill. That still stays with me. Okay.
Yes.
As a fan base, as a country, you booed your own fighter just because he lost. That goes a long way with me.
I'm like, insert roast from Uncle Chill about Brazil.
I'm not even gonna repeat them because we might get flagged, but it's okay.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
However, speaking of divisions and where it's going, we move on to our next topic, and it looks like it's getting closer to closer, just being officially signed because it's just boiling over.
Yeah, we started off with spicy, now we're ending with spicy. Topuria and Max, things are getting pretty heated. So far, still little Twitter fingers, but that's how every good UFC beef starts.
We don't even have a date for the fight, and we already got that build-up going.
Yeah, at this point, I think at a certain point, it was kind of like, they were comparing dick sizes to an extent. It's like, hey, man, I could fight you, but you're not even worth my time. Hey, man, well, if you did fight me, like, you wouldn't stand a chance. But now it's more like, I'm going to take your head off.
Yeah, but both fighters are saying that.
Yeah, like...
With Volkanovski sprinkling a little bit in there, too.
Yeah, that's true. Volk literally said, like, Topuria, he's already picking a side. He's like, Topuria, yeah, he's beating Max.
No, he actually said Max beats Topuria.
Oh, he said the other way.
He said the other way. He said Max beats Topuria, and he makes it look easy.
Look, man. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Want to know what Topuria said to that?
I know what he said, but let me before you say anything, let me just insert my fucking, for all my virgins and nerds out there like me. Goku and Vegeta here. Goku said, "You know what, Broly? Vegeta will fold you." That's basically what Volk said.
Yeah.
That's basically what just happened. If you understood that reference, you're a real one. And go get a girlfriend.
And if you know the reference, you know Vegeta gets folded every time.
Hey. Put some respect on my man's name lately. He's been catching dubs lately.
The only person that needs to put respect on Vegeta's name is Toriyama.
Hey, don't go there.
I told y'all the viral things are coming if y'all.
Fuck you.
You don't want this.
I won't stand for this blasphemy. You're about to start a civil war. Let's go back to Topuria Max. Alright? Get back down to business.
See what you guys are doing to this?
Oh, we're already one man down.
Who? Anywho.
Shit. He's about to edit like a fucking a cock on your head or something.
You can edit these nuts in his mouth. Sorry guys, I'm unhinged. He wasn't pleased not playing.
Lots of camaraderie.
I found out that I have a different nationality in me.
Stop. Anyways, but back to what you were saying about Topuria, his rebuttal to our.
Oh, right. So he posted the picture of him knocking out Volk, and he put on the caption, "Look, Max, even he's vouching for you. Bring your pillow."
I'll give Topuria credit. That's a bar.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, right? For my health, I need Max to win.
Ooh.
But on a personal level, I have a lot of respect for what Topuria is capable of.
And what he's trying to do.
And he's a young guy. He's becoming a star. He's got some nasty knockouts. And I think this is another one of those notches in his belt that's just gonna cement his legacy going forward.
Especially if he knocks out Max. Holy shit.
Yeah, if he manages to knock out Max, man, I have nothing left to say.
We might be looking at the possible next, the featherweight GOAT in the making.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of said it before. Topuria is kind of like a young Volk, but with better boxing and more power.
Mm-hmm.
And probably more of a chin, to be honest, because even before Volk was in the UFC, he's gotten knocked out, I think, or knocked down. So, yeah, I mean, if you've seen that Jai Herbert fight, you know that fucking Topuria could take a sledgehammer to the skull and he's chilling. So, you know.
Here's what's stopping the fight, really. Also, one of the talking points between the two arguments in the Twitter. Topuria says, I'll fight you, but I want your belt on the line, not just my belt. And I get it. Topuria would, I mean, all right. He could easily have 3 belts when it's all said and done if he just has to go fight Islam or something.
That's true.
He wants that BMF belt. The thing is, and I'm not saying he's not. It's a little, I don't know, Topuria's, because if you put the BMF, if Topuria wins, and now he has the BMF belt and the featherweight belt, they're kind of now connected forever. Because if he loses the featherweight belt, let's say to like a Brian Ortega, does that mean Brian Ortega also gets the...
Yeah, see, I think it's for that same reason why Dana isn't fully on board with this whole champ versus champ thing. Because then that kind of gets into almost like boxing territory where it's kind of like multiple belts at same weight class or within the same kind of weight range. It just kind of messes things up. I would argue that considering the way the rankings in the UFC works and the divide between the weight classes, I don't think that should be the case.
Yeah.
I think it should definitely be if you lose the belt in that weight class, you only get the belt in that weight class. That just makes more sense. But I will say this though, I do think that if Topuria manages to beat Max in spectacular fashion, that win over Islam seems a lot more feasible, to be honest. Oh, granted, I would say that I think he should at least get a fight in with the top 5 guy at that weight class before challenging Islam. That's just me personally. But I know you're just going to say fucking throw him to the wolves.
Hey, look, if Volk gets a title shot immediately, Topuria gets a title shot immediately.
That's valid. That's valid.
If Islam just trying to get a title shot immediately with Leon, Topuria gets a title. If O'Malley wants a title shot immediately with Topuria gets a title shot.
It's not. I don't. It's not me saying that he doesn't deserve it. It's more just me thinking boxing logic. You want to get a fight in to kind of get a feel for it before you go in. But
Topuria's fight at lightweight though. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
So he's not. He's capable of lightweight. The thing is, it's all these what ifs. We just need the Max and Ilya fight to happen.
That being said,
and it's probably gonna happen in September in the Sphere in Vegas.
Oh, you already know September is when.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Yes. Before we wrap this up.
Okay.
It's September, whatever it is, 15th, we'll say.
Okay.
Canelo Benavidez on one hand and Max and Ilya on the other hand, all in one night. Which one are you watching? I mean, obviously you can watch both, but if you gun to the head, which one are you choosing to watch?
Oh, it has to be Canelo Benavidez. The reason why I say that is, 1, Canelo's getting up there in age. So this might be my last chance to go to a Canelo fight. 2, that's a fight that nobody thinks was going to happen. Or everybody keeps saying like, oh, he's running from him, blah, blah, bullshit. So if it happens, like, we got to tune in. You know, Max, Topuria, you know, it's a banger of a fight, but I don't think it has as much of like build up, like years of kind of like, is it going to happen?
Let me make it cuter for you then. Canelo Benavidez with a shit undercard, or Max and Topuria. Damn, Max and Topuria with an awesome undercard. Like you'll get to see Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje.
Oh, but I won't get to see the main event.
No, you'll get to see Topuria and Max as well.
No, but I mean I won't get to see the main event.
Oh, Canelo Benavidez now.
Depends. Am I going there or am I watching it at home?
You're going into the fight.
Oh, if I'm going there, it has to be Canelo. But if I'm watching from home, probably the Max.
Oh, okay.
Topuria.
There you go. The man standing on his business.
You feel me? See, obviously the fight's not official yet, but if I have to put my feather in someone's cap, I'm going by a bias. I'm gonna have to go with Max. Just personal preference, especially because he's coming off of fucking fantastic win on Gaethje. Heavy underdog, but he just pulled through like he always manages to find a way. And also, Max, because I need this to feed into my 3-way deadlock narrative. And I don't want to be wrong.
I love both fighters. I do.
I already know what you're going to say.
But the future is here. It's been here. And it's going to stay here.
I'll say this. Is again, if Topuria manages to get a spectacular win over Max, I don't think there's really any more debate on who's going to be the featherweight GOAT after everything's said and done.
Well, I still would like to see Topuria kind of defend the belt at some point. Continue defending the belt against like Ortega.
Oh yeah,
we need that Yair fight.
Absolutely, that's personal beef that needs to get settled.
This is just like he said, cock measuring. Yair and Ilya.
That was personal.
That was personal.
But again, I just think it gets so much more interesting if Max actually beats Topuria.
Yes. Now, I just need the announcement to be done, and then I'll be able to really know who's who. It's just too close for me. It's too close for me to really call. I want to see Ilya win. I love Ilya, and I love Max too, though, because if Max wins, maybe we get Max. It's a lot.
Not only that, but this would be one of the best career resurgences we've seen in the UFC if Max knocked out Gaethje and then gets the belt back.
Mm.
Man, that's cementing legacy right there.
Yes.
That's wild. But I feel like I should throw this in as an honorable mention since we kind of talked about it earlier off camera. Our boy Charlie Olives. Potentially, making some moves. Potentially.
Rumors going on that he wants to return in July or August, move up to welterweight. He wants a big fight. I don't know what big fights are at welterweight. The only ones that come to mind are Usman, Colby. Mm-hmm. But it looks like Colby's going to end up fighting Ian Gary.
Yeah.
Other than that, who else?
Challenging for the belt. That'd be like the only other worthwhile thing.
He doesn't deserve a belt challenge.
No, he doesn't. But that's like the only other thing that would be interesting at that weight class.
It has to be Usman. Or Burns or Colby.
I don't think it's Burns. I mean, Burns is cool now, but I wouldn't say that's like a big fight to make it.
I think I want to see Burns and Brady personally next.
That's pretty good, actually.
It has to be Colby, right? Imagine that Colby goes to Brazil.
Oh man, he's gonna get murdered out there.
Oh well, I guess in July and August you can't do it, but still,
he's gonna piss off the wrong people out there.
Yeah, but Oliveira versus Colby would be interesting, and Oliveira Usman.
I think if I had to place a bet, it has to be Charles and Usman, because that's a legacy fight for him. That's a great name to have on his resume, regardless of where you stand on where Usman is currently in his career. But there's happened before where fighters move up in weight and they just kind of revive their careers. We saw it happen with Bobby Knuckles. Yeah. So,
never know. He's 35 now, so
he is 35 now. Pereira moved up and he did a lot better, and he's 36.
But he's got much less MMA mileage on him.
Yeah, but it could be a case of Charles has to really drain himself to make lightweight.
Could be. At his age, Masvidal had gone up from lightweight to welterweight, so you never know. But yeah, it doesn't matter what your name is in the welterweight division. It belongs to Shavkat.
Yes, I agree. Realistically, I'm Charles is picking the worst time to move up because we already know who the future champ is there.
Realistically, the only fight that makes sense that's going to be competitive is going to be Leon and Shavkat.
Yes, and for whatever reason, it's the only fight that isn't being talked about.
Well, because there's a roadblock in the name of Belal.
Who?
Muhammad. Remember the name.
Who?
Remember the name. That's literally his nickname, remember?
Are you talking about the guy from the Sausage Party movie, right?
Damn.
Yeah, the little tortilla wrap or whatever it was.
Damn.
The funky looking
Clay Thompson?
Clay Thompson. Clay Thompson with the buzz cut.
But yes, it'd be interesting to see Oliveira go up because I think 155. It's just too stacked, too loaded, and Gaethje doesn't even know what his future looks like. So
Yeah. Man, that's the funny thing about upsets. It just leaves everything up in the air.
yeah, because I mean, I think for me, out of all those fights, Oliveira Usman is the one that would really entice me.
Yeah, I think that's the only real fight.
And that's a legacy fight
for both of them.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully Oliveira can get back on the winning track because we love ourselves some Charlie Olives on here.
Absolutely, he is the legendary Super Saiyan.
But with that being said, guys, it's fight weekend. Enjoy yourselves because you know we'll be back on Sunday to record another one for you. Till then, hit the like, the subscribe, and the share button. I don't know what else to add to that because it clearly doesn't matter because we're still the same subscribers. So I'm breaking down here.
Just spread the love, please.
Spread the love.
We're not asking for much.
Just a simple button mash.
Yes.
I've done it for pages I don't even seen anymore, like years ago.
And if you don't, you're gonna step on a crack and break your mom's back. So just do it. Just do it.
Or you can look like a snack and bring it right back.
Alright. It's kind of hard.
Peace, y'all.